In this video, we'll learn how to use the perfect square formula to do some quick calculations. Now remember, the perfect square formula we had seen were a plus b squared equals to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, as well as a minus b squared equals to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Now, what if we were asked, without a calculator, to calculate 103 squared? Well, one way of doing this, of course, would be to use long multiplication and to figure out that answer. But another way of doing this is to think of perfect squares. We can think of 103 squared as 100 plus 3 in parentheses squared. And once we've done this, we can use our perfect square formula. We can use a plus b squared to calculate this. And in doing so, we would write 100 plus 3 squared equals to 100 squared plus 2 times 100 times 3 plus 3 squared. And we would calculate. In a similar way, we could be asked again, without a calculator, to calculate 98 squared. And just in the same way, we would think to ourselves, okay, well, that's very close to 100. We can write 98 squared as 100 minus 2 squared. And in that case, we could use our a minus b squared formula. And we could go ahead and say that that's equal to 100 squared minus 2 times 100 times 2 plus 2 squared. And very often, this is going to be a really nice and easy way to calculate squares of number. Now let's go ahead and see a few examples of this. Okay, so here we have two examples. The first one, we're asked, without using a calculator, to calculate 103 squared. Now the first thing to notice here is that we can say that 103 squared is equal to 100 plus 3 squared. And now we can use our perfect square formula for a plus b raised to the power of 2. And we can go right ahead and say that this is the same thing as 100 squared plus 2 times 100 times 3 plus 3 squared. And now calculating each of these, well, 100 squared is 100 times 10, that's 1,000, times 10 again, that's 10,000. So that's 10,000, plus 2 times 100 is 200, times 3 is 600, plus 3 squared, which is 9. And now 10,000 plus 600, that's 10,600, plus 9. Finally, we have 10,609. And there we go. We've just calculated 103 squared using the perfect square formula. Another example we have here, we're asked to calculate, without using a calculator, 95 squared. Well, in a similar way, we can go ahead and say 95 squared is equal to 100 minus 5 squared. And once more, we use our perfect square formula. That's a minus b squared. So this should equal to 100 squared, of course, minus 2 times 100 times 5, plus 5 squared. And now 100 squared is 10,000, minus 2 times 100 is 200, times 5 is 1,000, plus 5 squared, which is 25. Now going from left to right, 10,000 minus 1,000, that's 9,000, plus 25. Finally, we have the answer, that's 9,025. And there we go. Now another couple of examples, let's see. We're asked, without using a calculator, to calculate 23 squared. Well, again, in this case, we could go ahead and say this is the same thing as 20 plus 3 squared. And again, using our perfect square formula, we go ahead and write that this equals to 20 squared plus 2 times 20 times 3 plus 3 squared. That leads us to, well, let's see, 20 squared is 20 times 20, that's 400. Plus 2 times 20 is 40, times 3 is 120, plus 3 squared is 9. So that's 520 plus 9. Finally, we have the answer, 23 squared is equal to 529. One more example, we're asked, without using a calculator, to calculate 27 squared. Well, in this case, we could write 27 squared is equal to 30 minus 3 squared. And we can go ahead again using our perfect square formula, and we can write that this equals to 30 squared minus 2 times 30 times 3 plus 3 squared. 30 squared is 30 times 30, so that's 900. So 900 minus, so 2 times 30 is 60, times 3 should give us 180, plus 3 squared, which is 9. And now, going from left to right, 900 minus 180 should give us 720, plus 9. Finally, we have the answer. That's 729. And there we go. That's how we can use the perfect square formula to do quick calculations. I hope that helps.